mod menu was released. So I'll just like quickly go into it so you guys can see what it is. I already downloaded a few mods just to test it out, so we'll start off like that so I can show off a few, but like, you know, after a while we may download some more depending on certain things. But I may just dedicate this live stream to what I already have downloaded. Maybe I'll download one more, but we'll see. So these are the ones that I have downloaded, and like, you know, this one right here, the developer room, I tried to install that, which did work, don't get me wrong, but like once I used it I couldn't find it anywhere. I mean, maybe it has to do with the load order, because I'm not really too familiar with load order stuff. All I know is that it has to do with some files conflicting with others. Like maybe you have a file telling one thing to do something, and then you have another file telling that file to do something else, and then it doesn't know what to do. Like maybe it has to do with that, and that's why I couldn't find the development room. But I think it's just purely because I couldn't find it. Because if we go in here, it just says that it's located outside Sanctuary. It just says near Sanctuary if you look in the description, and I looked all around Sanctuary, in and out, and I can't find it, so maybe I'm just looking in the wrong spot. But we could always try that again, but I don't know. So you have pretty much the same thing that the Xbox mods have, but it's a little bit different because they're just like slightly less mods. But on the bright side though, at least it'll give us the ability to have unique mods to Xbox since it's slightly different. So we're gonna continue with the current save file. So we're just gonna let this load up, which always takes an astonishing amount of time. I'm sorry if my camera is kinda dark, I probably should turn the light on to make it better. While this is loading up, I'll be right back. Okay, well that's not much more light, but it'll do for now. Not everyone actually knows that these came out apparently, because I actually looked all over Google and all over all these other sites, and like I can't find anything about them being released. So I don't know like if I'm the only one that got them for some reason, and if it's just like a glitch, I don't know, but like I looked everywhere and I can't find one video about it on YouTube or on Google, so I don't know. So as soon as this loads up, I'll show you guys. So I already showed you the menu itself, so you know that I have it, and this is actually where I left off with the mods, because I downloaded, if we go in here to mods, I downloaded this one right here, which gives you a skyscraper settlement. And it's a fully functioning settlement that does everything that the normal ones do, except that they took one of the skyscrapers in the game and fully modified it. And you can even fast travel to it. It's got its own fast travel thingamahoosit, whatever you want to call the thing that lets you fast travel. So this is like kind of the balcony view you get. It's an alright view. I don't really like it too much, but it's okay. Or once I get used to it, it'll be nothing, but for the most part though, it's kind of a tad bit hard to navigate. But as you can see though, I have a fully working settlement build system here. I haven't found the actual, like, whatchamacallit, I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about, the red thing that lets you build the workstation. So I guess we could build a little bit so I can kind of show you guys what it's like. I also have the thing that gives you extra materials to build with. It's still in development, so not every material is available. But for the most part, the majority of like different cars and furniture pieces and stuff are all in the different slots in the mod menus. Like this is a lot of Institute stuff and a few other pieces of random furniture. It's all like pretty much everywhere. Don't know what that is. It looks like yeah, it's a plate, so we'll just put that wherever it'll let me place it. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it there. So, if we continue through, I guess I could kind of like scroll through some of these things. You may think that a lot of this came from this mod, but I actually downloaded the mod that gave me all these materials before I downloaded the mod that gave me this building here. So there are all different, like, materials and doohickeys and all kinds of things that are just like laying around in the menu here that you can choose from. Haven't really found anything too interesting, but a few neat things here and there. And also just keep in mind that, as you can see, I almost stored this floor in the workshop, because this floor is like removable if I just take it here real quick. Do it again. Yep, there we go. It's like this underneath. It's nothing too serious, but I just want to keep it, because why not, you know?
Oh shit.
Alright, so let's see if I can find anything else.
It's entertaining.
Oh yeah, there's also this. This is pretty neat. I mean, it's nothing extreme. I mean, I guess you could call this extreme, because I mean it's a carcass, but I don't really know what you would get out of this, but there you go. And with this mod, none of the stuff costs materials, they all cost one bottle cap. So, now that I gave you a little bit of what this looks like before we go too in depth with anything else, let me show you the other third mod. I believe it was only 3 that I had. Let me check. And let's see here, and nope, there was a 4th one, the cheat container, but that one I already used. The cheat container is just basically a mod that gives you like a whole bunch of like different just like materials. Like it gives you, I believe, like either 6 million or 60,000 pieces of every material. And this is the other mod I wanted to show. I know it doesn't seem like this is a possible mod because of like the way Sony did things with the restrictions, but it actually was, and it definitely adds more depth to the game. Like it looks a lot better with all this grass. Because in reality, in real life, if there's a nuclear holocaust, there's still gonna be like green plant life. It's not all gonna be completely destroyed. I only wish that I could find a mod to disable some of the enemies though, because I don't really like these guys when I'm trying to show you the things, so yeah. There's also a mod that allows you to use workbenches everywhere you want. well, not exactly everywhere, because there are a few like restrictions to it because of, as I said before, the way Sony has things. But for the most part, you can place a workbench pretty much everywhere and use it almost everywhere. And the only issue with that mod is I didn't use it yet, but I read the description and it said that once you place down those workbenches, you can no longer remove them. So wherever they are, they're there forever in the game until you delete that save. I will admit though that this grass mod that gives like grass and plant life is a little bit like not necessarily extremely laggy, but it's like it drops the frame rate just a tiny bit more than usual because this game already has bad frame rate, and with all of this here it just makes it a little bit more like like laggy, or just gives it more of a drop in frame rate. And this doesn't even look like it was fully rendered for some reason. So just keep in mind that if you download this mod, it may affect the frame rate and possibly the way things render, because that does not look like it was fully rendered if you look at it. And now it looks just slightly more, yeah, now that I got closer to it, it looks worse. So I don't know, maybe it's the mod or maybe it's just me. But yeah, so it definitely makes things look cooler. And the good thing about this weapon is I don't really need to aim. I can just like do this. This is part of the mod, this weapon, although there are certain things that you can do involving weapons and weapon mods for the new mod menu though. So let's see if I can, now that I've showed you a little bit of this, let's see if I'm far away from the enemies so I can quickly show you guys some other stuff. Let's go back to Sanctuary. And then I guess after Sanctuary we could like download more mods and then maybe later go back to that building or download another one. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Because that's what this is about, downloading mods and showing you guys what they're like. So I guess it wouldn't hurt. I mean, you guys could even, if you know of a mod, I could possibly download it and show you guys what it looks like, depending on which one it is and which ones I'd want to try out, if you have any opinions. Okay, well, there we go. Now that we're back in Sanctuary, I don't really have an absolute load of room in here, but there's more room than there is in that other settlement. So that's why I'm doing it over here, although it is like the bar there is full. I haven't found a mod yet that removes. I think I saw one that removes the size bar, but when I was reading it, it wasn't actually specifying that that's exactly what it did. Like, I can't really explain how it was doing it, but like it just wasn't specifying it properly, and like it said that you needed to start a new game for that, and I'm kinda happy with the save file I currently have, so I didn't want to do that. So let me show you guys a few of the cooler things, if I can find them. Because there are some pretty cool things with this mod that gives you like all different kinds of things. Like I didn't show you every prop that they added in that was new. They have all these different things here. And I figured why not do it over here, because it's a little bit of a wider and more open space. So they have all of these different vehicles. They all cost 1 out of 13k bottle caps that I have. Too bad they don't have the opened version. Oh no, there it is. Never mind. I take that back. They do have the opened version. So maybe you're into like making little tank bases, and you could damn well do so. Don't really see anything too much more interesting than that tank, but I'm sure that there are some pretty neat things. Like this, for example. This is one of those wind vanes or whatever, or whatever you call these that go on top of roofs. Yeah, it says roof vent, but I'm pretty sure that this isn't a roof vent, because this looks more like, because I've seen these before in real life, and they don't like, they've never vented anything out when I've seen them. They usually like spin around, so I don't know why this guy is calling it a roof vent, but okay. So you got yourself a boat. You got different containers with this mod. This would probably be really good if you're like, I don't know, maybe these snap together. I'm not 100% sure, but if they do, you might be able to make a building out of like blocks with this, because you could use them like blocks. I don't know what you would do with this, but I don't know, maybe you could think of something. And here's another type of tank that is a lot more tank-like than the others that I showed you. You got a tractor, different 18-wheelers and trucks, and this, I don't know what you do with either, but I'm sure that you could figure out something, because it is an alien ship, so I mean, maybe you have something that you want to do with that. And this is where it gets interesting right here. You have this huge, like, bandstand thing, is what the guy is calling it. And then you have the Bunker Hill Monument. This is also pretty cool. I haven't found a spot for it, and also, as you can see, there's no wall over here for it, so it would be like opened. But it is pretty neat though. Haven't found a good enough flat spot for it, so I'd have to make one. And also, this is like a second version of it, which is a version that still has the wall that is missing in this version. And this wall, though, it doesn't look like it was, like, destroyed. It looks like it was cleanly removed, so the modder must have, like, did that purposely. I have no idea, though. And here's, like, a little teeny tiny cabin, which I've seen this cabin before, so I know where he got it from. There's only one of them that I know of, though. Then this is that, like, ring from that fighting arena that you have to go into in the mission to find your son in the game. Now this is where it gets a little bit larger. So if you're going to use one of these, you may want to make sure you have plenty of space, because you're not just going to simply place one of these down. It's not going to be that easy. Unless you have the Place Anywhere mod, which I don't believe is on PlayStation 4. Or at least yet anyway, they might be able to find a way to make that. This one's a little bit more smaller and manageable. As you can see though, the majority of these ones have a lot of different holes in them, so you may not want to use these, but it's really all up to you. This one doesn't seem to have any like holes in the walls, but it's definitely got one in the ceiling, as you can see there. Yeah, as for these other ones, this one looks fairly flawless, but at the same time, I don't know if you can get into this one. Oh no, yeah, you can, but don't know. Well, let's place it down, if I can find a good enough spot here. And then we'll check this out, so this way you can kind of get a better look at things. Let's see if I can find a flat surface for this. What about over here? Can I get this on or something? Let me see, what if I was to go all the way to the ground? No, it doesn't look like it, so I'm gonna have to find some way to place this. Let's see, let's just move around real quick, see if we can find a spot. Nope, nothing yet. Wait, what was that? Yep, here we go. Let's see, can I bring it up? Nope, I bring it up, it ain't gonna work. Alright, let's just leave it at that. It is kind of glitched into the ground a bit, but what can I tell you? This is better than nothing, so this is it's a really neat little house. Maybe you want to use it for something, like maybe you want this to be your character's house, maybe you want to have a whole bunch of these in one setting, or maybe you want to like do something else. I don't really know what you would want one of these large buildings for. Maybe you want to make a whole town, I don't know, but it's really all up to you. So let's see if we can go all the way back, and it looks like they do have the undamaged versions, as you can see, of the vehicles. So you could make a whole town and just make it look totally untouched by the aftermath of the nuclear holocaust in the game. Let's see if I can find... Alright, here we go. This is like sort of the next one. I guess I don't know why you would want a giant lighthouse, but who knows, maybe you do. It looks as if it goes too high in the sky barrier for this settlement, but I honestly don't know, because there are a lot of clear enough spaces for this, so that must be why. And then this is some kind of like mausoleum thing. Yeah, it says that right there on the top. Then this is some kind of monument. Don't know why you'd want this either, cause like you can't get into it by the looks of it. I don't see a door. And by the looks of it, this is called a power sphere or whatever. I don't know how I'm gonna show you this, because it's like so close to you when you're trying to place it. And then you got like a radio tower. This is pretty cool too, because you can have your own red rocket station, but it's a little over the top though. Like, this is a pretty big building for such a really small spot. This is a little more manageable right here though. Let me see if I can find a spot that'll hold it. If not, I might be able to make one real quick, because it's not that big. Let me see if I can quickly make a spot for this. We're gonna download mods in a second or two though, so bear with me if you're looking to see more mods. Okay, so now let me see if I can find that again, because I totally forgot where it was, but yep, here it is. So it was in this section. Let's see, can I put it here? Yes, I can put it here. Now, can I raise it, or no, I guess I'll have to leave it like that. So, there we go. Now you can like climb on top, you can go inside. I'm not 100% sure if these mods count towards your settlement size, but I'd imagine not. They might, but really the only way to find out would be to place a whole bunch of them, and really the only way to do that would be to download the mod for yourself, because I'm not going to place a whole bunch of those props down. So let me show you a little bit more, and then I guess we can go look in the mod section again and see if there is anything else. Okay, I know that there are more things, and as I mentioned earlier, the mod maker did say that there would be more of these coming soon, and that he hasn't actually finished this. So just keep that in mind that there will be more of these coming very soon. I believe I already showed the stuff in miscellaneous, or at least some of it, because there's just like so much that the new mod editor added in or whatever. So yeah, like you can see, there's a decent amount of things here. There's nothing extreme, but there are a few things that are pretty neat like this. Right there, for example, or I don't know, maybe there, because I've tried it. But it is cool that you can even have that terminal now. You got video cameras, all sorts of things. You can even place these down. And while it does look like they're just gonna place like that, when you place them, they do fall over. And you can scrap them too. So yeah, I showed a little bit more, and I just want to real quickly test something before we go over and install the mods. So there was a skeleton in here, and yes, now you can scrap it with this mod. So if you don't like skeletons, then download this mod and you'll be able to do that. So I'm assuming because of that, that the Scrap Anywhere mod will work. Or Scrap Anything, whatever it was called. So let's go back to the... Okay, let's just quick save and we'll go back to the mod menu thing, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let's quit. Okay, so let's go back into the mod menu. Okay, if anyone has any suggestions, now would be the time to give them to me if you want to see anything. Let's see what this is. This wasn't here like an hour or two ago. Can't see the text right there because of like my because right where my face cam is, it's blocking some of the text, but that's not that big of a deal. So excuse me, but I'm just reading this real quick. Alrighty, so I think that let's, whoops, didn't want to totally exit that, so let's go back to here and let's go to search and let's see if they have a certain mod. Let's see if they have place anywhere. I tried searching different things before, but for some reason some things just don't want to search, I guess. I mean, maybe you gotta search by the mod author, I don't know. See, this is the PS4 workbench anywhere. Let's see, what is this? Yeah, I don't really know if this allows you to travel to the Institute after you destroy it or what that is about, but we're just gonna leave that alone for now. Okay, let's go back to search. What was that other one called? That one that I was talking about before, I don't remember, but it was, if I remember what it was, then try it out, but not for now. Or not right now, anyway. Let's see, free maker. Doesn't really say what this does though. I'm assuming that what this does is gives you more options for robotics to make them. Alrighty, I believe there was something else that was really neat in here somewhere. There was like a quest mod, but I'm thinking about saving that for like a video or something. So sorry if I'm taking a little while, but yeah. Okay, let me continue to look here. As I said, if any of you have anything at all that you want to see me do, just like type it in the comments or do whatever, and then I will decide whether or not if that's something to put on my channel for you guys or not. Let's see, I think I remember what that mod was called. Now let's see if they have it. So let's see if they have Scrap Anywhere mod or whatever it was called. Wait, no, isn't that the one that I just searched and it was the other one that I wanted to... I don't remember, but... Yeah, let me just go back then. Wait, when I did that, it just went to my library when I searched, I think. Wait, hold on, let me... No, I didn't go to my library. That's where it is, right there. These are the... Oh, well, here's Clean and Smooth Sanctuary Hills. We could try this. Oh, so it removes everything out of Sanctuary Hills. It's... And it says to place at the very bottom of the mod order. So I see it removes literally every single item and just leaves like the way it looks in like design with the pathway and stuff, and then you can just like add things to it. I don't really know why you would want that, but as much as I'd want to do that, because I would love to just totally redesign Sanctuary Hills, I think that's probably best for a different save file. If anyone knows where this is and they could tell me where that is, I could re-download that mod and do that. You know, I might consider downloading that one right there, the Sanctuary, not the Sanctuary, but the Red Rocket Hills, or not, Jesus Christ, Red Rocket Truck Stop, and trying that out. Clean and Smooth Starlight Drive-In, that's probably the exact same thing. Oh, I see, it's close to the same thing, because it has the same Starlight Drive in it. It doesn't remove the buildings like the last one did. The only problem is if you uninstall it, you may not have that anymore. Actually, you know what? Let's try this. It is actually, I don't even know that. I don't think that's a very big file size. Like, I'm not really big on like download sizes and stuff, but I definitely know that, like, certain sizes are bigger and certain sizes are smaller. But I mean, I could always uninstall it after this if I don't like it. So you know what? We're gonna try this. It says oil rig player home. This mod is an oil rig out in the Atlantic setup to be a player home. I did check this out before and I wasn't sure about it. And as far as I know, it removes the barriers, so that made it. And they fixed the root cellar bug, and it says warning: this mod will. I'm just letting you know that it will allow you to go out of the map. Basically, you can just fast travel to the oil rig as soon as the mod is loaded, and that actually may be good though when you think about it. Because then that means that this oil rig will be outside in the middle of the ocean, which means there'll be no enemy spawn points, and that means there'll be no props, which means less lag, because it'll be in the middle of the ocean. So that's kind of what it does. So let's download it if we have enough space here. Like, I know how much a gigabyte is in space, or if they mean millibyte or megabyte with that, because like they always, like, with millibytes and megabytes, they have the same MB as far as I remember. So yeah, and this did take slightly longer to download than a lot of the other ones, so I'm pretty sure I was right and that was a bigger file size. Okay, so now it's gonna take a moment to reboot because it has to fix itself or whatever the heck it does every single time the mods change, or in other words, whenever I uninstall or reinstall a mod, it does that. So as far as I know, I mean, I doubt that I'm the only one that has these mods. I'm sure other people do. But you might want to check yours.